All right. We are here. Welcome back. We are doing another Tier Maker episode. This time we are ranking or tiering. I don't know what the technical term is for this. We're ranking all of the Magic Kingdom rides and attractions. So everything you can do at Magic Kingdom, we're going to give our opinion on it.
Correct. Let's jump right into it. Up first, we have It's a Small World.
It's a classic, but is it my favorite? No. I think D tier.
I wouldn't go for a D tier. It's a classic.
I wouldn't either. And I have to give it higher because even though, like, I may say that I don't like It's a Small World, I rode It's a Small World every time I went into Magic Kingdom.
Because it had the shortest line.
Not
Sometimes
true.
the line is super long.
Yeah, I remember waiting like 40 minutes to ride It's a Small World.
I do like the costumes. I do like every time I ride that ride, I look at a different people every time, and it is really entertaining to see all the detail that goes into the costumes. So you know what? Fine, I'll give it that. The only reason it's not higher for me is it has office building ceiling.
But they're high up.
I guess, but you look up and it's just like, am I just in the Sitco building? I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like you're in like a bulk store.
Right.
But with like animatronic dolls.
So where would you put it?
I would give it B.
I would also give it B.
Yeah.
Can we compromise on C?
I think that. Well,
Fine,
me and Amanda both said B, so
fine. Give it B.
I
Give
think
it
that
B.
bumps
2 against
it up.
1.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in. Oh no, wait. B.
Okay.
I think that's its rightful place, just because it is a classic. You know.
All right.
So next up we have Dumbo, the Flying Elephants.
Now, Dumbo isn't a unique ride in the Magic Kingdom. There's so many rides that are like this. However, I think Dumbo is the best one and the most classic one out of all of this, which deserves it a high ranking.
I don't necessarily know that it deserves a high ranking, but I think it deserves a higher ranking
Than all of the other rides that are just like it.
Right, but there are 3 rides that are like this in Magic Kingdom, and I think they deserve to respectively be in D, F, and trash. So
well, look, here's what I have to give Dumbo credit for. They have the like the lineless waiting. I don't know exactly what it's called. You know, where you
the
don't
virtual
have to,
queue?
Virtual queue, where you can go and play like in their cool play place, and it's actually a pretty cool place. Like, I mean, obviously not right now. What with COVID going on, it's probably not open. Too many little germy hands, but it is a really cool. I went with my niece and nephews, and you know, they spent like 20 minutes playing on the thing, and then boom, you got to ride Dumbo. So I think that it does that well. None of the other circle spinny up and down rides do that. I think it can be C.
I would give it C.
I would also give it C.
Okay.
Well, you know, I think that it's a very iconic attraction. Like, it's used in a lot of the commercials.
Yeah, it is. B. How about B?
B?
I think that we could.
You think it's on the same level as It's a Small World, though?
I do, but I would have put It's a Small World on C, so.
Okay. Next up, we have another kind of quintessential, like, Disney ride, and that's the Mad Tea Party.
But this one can go lower.
Just right off the bat, but this one sucks.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't ride this.
I don't like it. It is so spinny.
Yeah.
And it gives me, I don't know.
It's fun for children, but not for me.
I could give it D or F.
I would probably give it a D. I think that like enough people enjoy it that I wouldn't put it like so low, but
I would give it a
not
D.
my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
PhilharMagic. I think the PhilharMagic is great. I love it.
I think it's fun. I don't like things that are in 3D though, so
Yeah,
That's the
me
one thing
either.
that I think they do well in 3D. Like most of the time, I don't like the 3D, but I really do feel the champagne popping on me.
Okay.
To me, it's one of the best attractions in Fantasyland.
What?
Okay, you've officially lost it. You've
Yeah,
lost it.
you're out of your mind.
It smells good in there.
It smells good.
But
It smells so good in there. I love the champagne smell.
But there are rides that smell better at Magic
Yeah.
Kingdom.
and I also I can't look at, I don't know if it's a me problem. It probably is, but like I can't watch 3D and enjoy it.
That's the only one that I enjoy. It's the only one that's done it for me. And I think it's done really well. And I love at the end, you just don't expect it. And then Donald Duck, his little booty's out. I like it. I think it's an A tier.
Okay, you're wrong.
I would give it C at the highest.
I would also give it C at the highest.
I'm fighting. Do I get any veto power here?
But I kind of want to give it D.
I would also kind of give it G.
I want to lower It's a Small World in Dumbo, and I want PhilharMagic to be above it.
Well,
No.
you're wrong. I'm sorry, Sarah, but
I'll give it a C.
Fine.
I'll give it a C, but C for the smell only, not for the 3D.
Put it in C, but I'm not happy about it.
I'll give it C for the smell and Donald's butt. But the actual show, like, the show itself is fine. I just don't like 3D stuff.
That's the only one that I think they do right. But okay.
Boom! It's in C.
All right. Peter Pan's Flight. I think we're all pretty much in agreement about this one.
S tier.
I would agree. Well, I would put it at A.
I was kind of thinking A, actually.
Yeah,
if I'm looking
because
around at some of the other ones that we have to go through, there's ones that I like more than Peter Pan's Flight, but I do think it's great.
But, like, they could all mingle together in S tier.
This is probably the only dark ride that I'm going to put in S tier then.
Really?
I got to think about it.
I love dark rides.
I do too.
I love dark rides, but I'm
not going to say yet which one I would because I want to wait till we get there. But there are other ones that I think. But I'll put it in A tier because y'all both said A tier.
Okay.
I do think it's great though. I've expressed this before, but I love the ride system on Peter Pan's Flight that you hang from the ceiling instead
The hang from the ceiling is very, very fun. And I've always wanted to do an emergency evac on that ride. I've wanted to evac it so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one ride that I'm like, let me evac this ride. I want it to break down.
I agree. Okay. Right. Next, we have Prince Charming's Regal Carousel.
I think as far as carousels go, it's a very beautiful carousel.
It is. Now I'm kind of thinking, so I don't want to rank it very high because it's nothing special. It's just a carousel, but it is great. So I kind of want to put it in D and move Teacups down. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
I think I would put it in D, and I think it could be on par with Teacups.
Okay.
I agree.
They both spin.
Yeah, just in like slightly different ways.
You're right.
But it is a beautiful ride. I just rode it once just because I was trying to ride everything at Magic Kingdom. And like I had fun on it. I always have fun on a carousel. It's just, it's just a carousel though.
Well, carousel music is something different. Like carousel music is such a specific genre, and I really, really enjoy the music because they take classic Disney songs, but then they do it in that little like bell chime carousel way, and it's just it like warms my heart a little bit.
Yeah, I like it. It makes me feel like a kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really enjoy it. Next up is Mine Train.
Yeah, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I've never ridden this. Well, I've ridden this ride once, but it was not when we were most recently there. It was like back in 2014, and I only rode it once. So I remember it being good, but I don't really think I have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, I've ridden it a couple times. I think that it's a fun ride. It's very short, and the best part is not the actual roller coaster. It's like the part where you go inside the mine and you see all the animatronics. That part is really neat. But the actual roller coaster itself is it's just mediocre.
Yeah, it's definitely not Disney's best roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney doesn't even have great roller coasters. So,
but it is the newest one, which is interesting.
Yeah. And I think it's fun.
Got a lot of hype.
Also, I think what's cool about it is that each individual like mine car rocks back and forth.
Yeah.
So that makes it seem like it's crazier. But I think I would put it A tier.
Oh, okay.
Where were you gonna put it?
Well, I don't know because I didn't really have an opinion on it. Yeah, I'm okay with A tier.
I mean, it feels like we have enough things to say against it to not put it in S tier.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like, I don't think it's a bad ride. A tier. Okay.
All right.
Up next, we have the Barnstormer, little goofy kiddie coaster.
That can go pretty low. Not trash.
I don't think it's trash. It's so short though, and I understand that it's for children.
Yeah.
But
it is so short, and like there are better rides for children.
I agree.
I would put it in F.
I would also put it in F.
Yeah, I think we're definitely not the demographic for it. And I'm sure children have fun on it, but if it's our list,
yeah, we get to decide.
Yeah.
My nephew loved it though. He did. He thought it was so fun because it was kind of his first roller coaster. So as an introductory roller coaster, it's great. But no, not for me.
Yeah.
But I just think, like, even though it is a kiddie coaster, like, I don't think any of their roller coasters are particularly super intense. Like, I think they could go ride Big Thunder Mountain. I feel like that's a kiddie coaster. Maybe it's not because I'm an adult and I just see it as a kiddie coaster. But
Big Thunder Mountain is so fun.
It is, but he wasn't tall enough. So that one it has a lower height requirement for it.
Okay.
And actually, if you're an adult, if you're like an adult man, it's hard to fit in Barnstormer.
For an adult Skylar, it's hard to fit in the Barnstormer, and I'm 5'4".
It's not a comfortable seat. It's very small.
Yeah. But
and the line's always way too long.
Yeah. We waited like an hour to ride that ride.
I don't know which one of you had that idea, but it wasn't me.
I think that the line said it was going to be short, but then turns out it wasn't short. One thing about the Barnstormer line, though, is you have a great view of the Tron construction.
Yeah,
that's
it's
true.
Ugly.
Yeah, there's just a big poster and it says, "Coming soon, Tron."
Yeah. And it's also, there's no shade in that queue.
No. Well, they have like a little bit of shade with the, like, I don't know what they're supposed to be, like trampolines that are hanging above you.
They have like goofy cutouts. I always end up getting stopped in the line right in the goofy shaped cutout, so I get all the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. You steal it from all the children.
So I don't want the sun. I want the shade.
Okay. Up next, we have Winnie the Pooh's. Is it Great Adventure?
Winnie the Pooh's. Adventures.
The Many Adventures.
Many Adventures. Yeah.
I like how we all three of us had no idea what it was called.
Is this ride even there?
It's there. Yeah, it's there. I wrote it.
I like it.
Yeah, I wrote it too.
It's not my favorite. I know it's a dark ride. Dark rides are cool and fun. However, Pooh does die on this ride.
He does not die on this ride.
Die, and we watch him either go to heaven or hell. We're not sure.
We do watch his spirit ascend out of his body.
Because that's what's happening.
That's how I interpreted it.
That's an adventure, all right.
Yeah, it does get like weirdly psychological in the middle for a little bit. It starts off all la-di-da, you're in Pooh's house, and then it's like, whoa, when did this become a fever dream?
Yeah, you talk about Cat in the Hat being like a bad trip.
Winnie the Pooh is in there with
I think Winnie the Pooh's a worse trip.
Okay, but Winnie the Pooh has better theming than Cat in the Hat, better animatronics.
Sure. We don't need to compare it to Cat in the Hat right now. But the other dark ride we've got up here so far is Peter Pan's Flight, and we can all agree it's way worse than Peter Pan's Flight.
Yeah.
I don't think it's way worse, but
I think it's way worse. I mean, I would put it C.
I would put it D.
I would put it B.
D.
No, I would put it
Fine,
B.
Let's agree on.
We can agree on C.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to hear a quick story time about Pooh?
Absolutely.
Adventures of Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we used to work there, my break room for the location I worked at most days was right next to Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and there, right next to the door where I needed to go into the break room, was the door to enter into the bouncing Tigger scene from backstage. And one day I was like going, and I don't know what I had to do, but I had to leave the break room, and I was coming back, and I didn't remember which door was which, and so
you walked straight into the Tigger scene?
I did not walk. The door was locked, but I was like trying to like open the door. I was like jiggling it, like I was like, oh, why isn't it opening? This is where I need to go. And then I realized that it was the wrong door, and I just hope that no one backstage saw me trying to enter the backstage of the ride.
That would be so funny if you just walked into the bouncing Tigger scene.
Yeah, in my
as like guests were going past.
Right. That would be a bad trip. Can you
imagine? They'd be like, wait a minute. Was that Vin Diesel?
But yeah, that's my story. Okay, that's
fun though.
I almost did that once when I was on a break and I was coming back from the bathroom and I wanted to enter back into the break room, and this was in Epcot, and I almost walked into behind the screen, the movie screen of the Pixar Short Film Festival. I was just going to be like, I guess, a silhouette behind the screen because I did open the door, and I didn't walk in, but I did open the door, and I was like, oh, they're playing the movies. They need to do a better job of labeling the doors, is moral of the story.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a sign on the door that was like, danger, ride vehicle strike.
You're like, this sounds like the place I need to be.
But I guess I was not paying attention. Anyways, Little Mermaid.
Okay, Little Mermaid F tier?
Oh, you're just going straight.
I mean, look, it's not the best dark ride.
It is not.
And it has the same ride vehicle as Finding Nemo, the Seas with Nemo and Friends. Ariel blinks weird. Her hair doesn't translate well. It's a solid chunk of hair. She's 3 feet tall. And the only cool part is when you descend backwards and you go under the water. That is a cool part. But wait. Yeah, that does happen. And I guess I like the interactive queue. Like, I like when you point
catch the things.
Yeah, you point to the things and tell the crabs.
The queue is very, very well put together.
Yeah, I do like the queue. I like the ride just fine. I mean,
yeah,
most days when I went to Magic Kingdom, I would ride the rides that had the shortest waits. And Little Mermaid always had like a 15-minute wait max, except for like Saturdays. It had like a 40-minute wait.
I rode it a couple times while I was there, and it always had a very long wait.
Really? Okay, so I was always working on Saturday pretty much, so I never really went to the park on Saturday, but it was always crowded on Saturday, and it always had like a 40-minute wait on Saturdays, but all the other days it was like a 15-minute wait, and I would go on it. And I think that I like it, and I like the Little Mermaid, so it's just a fun little ride, but it's definitely not the best dark ride.
Okay, so if it's going below all the other dark rides, it at least has to go in D tier.
I mean,
I would put it in D.
I would put it probably in either D or F.
I would put it in F.
I mean, I like it, but it's just not the best.
Thinking about what else we have to rank, I think it should go in F.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it.
Boom.
Either.
Very even. And so there's nothing superb in Magic Kingdom, I guess we've decided.
Yeah, we feel just very mediocre about everything in Magic Kingdom.
Well, we have.
Yeah, sorry, Fantasyland. I meant Fantasyland.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we do have one more thing in Fantasyland.
Yeah, 2 more.
Wait, what's the? All right, we'll get to it when we get to it. Next is the Casey Junior's Soak and Splash Pad. I
don't know what it's the Casey Junior Splash Station or something like that. Soak and Splash Station.
Soak and Splash Station. Bunch of animals. They spray you.
It's cute. I never got to do it though.
I didn't either.
I have no interest in doing it.
I do. Wet day. Wet day.
Wet day.
There's no wet day at the Magic Kingdom.
There is.
Excuse me.
It's called that, and then there is a water ride.
Yeah. Well.
And also, Jungle Cruise can be a water ride if you go on the right day.
Or Splash Mountain.
Well,
Splash Mountain is a water ride, but the boat did sink. I'm just stupid. I was like, it's Splash Mountain.
Splash.
Okay.
And the moat around the castle.
Yeah, if you jump in, it is a water ride.
All right, so where would you guys put this? Considering none of us have ever done it, I mean, I have no interest in doing it. The water is probably disgusting. But
as far as attraction goes, yeah.
I think they could rip it up and I wouldn't even notice.
I think it could be a trash.
I think it could literally be statues with no water and I'd be fine with it.
That's how it is most days.
I think it could just be an empty square. Like if there was nothing there, I wouldn't notice that it was different.
Yeah. So definitely trash.
All right.
Trash it is.
All right. And our last Fantasyland attraction
is Enchanted Tales with Belle.
I like that it is character interaction, but also it's barely that.
Yeah. Sarah and I did this together. First of all, they hardly okay, let's be real. It's mostly for children. It's very geared towards children.
Of course.
The interactive elements are for children, and you hardly get to talk to Belle. So
I kind of assumed that like Belle was going to be telling you the story, and she isn't. You got some other person telling you the story, and Belle is just like there.
Yeah.
She's just there. And then at the end she says, "Oh, thank you. It was lovely to see you today."
But were either of y'all chosen to be in Enchanted Tales with Belle?
Actually, yes. I was the wardrobe because I sang beautifully.
I was
for my audition.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Oh, great.
And actually, Skylar was only a salt shaker because another kid backed out.
Yeah, another kid was like, "I don't want to do this," and then the one of the cast members was like, "Okay," and she was taking the salt away, and I was like, "Can I be the salt shaker?"
I was Mrs. Potts, and I felt very proud of that because I was like, I am Mrs. Potts. This is my identity now. But it's also been a really long time since I've done it. I didn't do it when we were on our program. I went back when I was in like high school.
I do think that the queue is, again, very well done. I love to go in Maurice's workshop and then their house and then into the castle and stuff like that. I think that aspect of it is really well done. I do have to dock points just because it does take place in the Beauty and the Beast castle, which is garbage and so small and doesn't look good. It's so tiny.
It's a baby castle.
It's like literally a foot tall, and they act like we won't notice that it's a foot tall. The forced perspective is so poor. Like, I don't know. It doesn't work.
Yeah. I think that the only good parts about this attraction, that mirror effect is really awesome. Like,
I always think I think we're going out into the door, like behind us. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna turn around and go behind us, and then no, we go forward.
Yeah, that part
really amazing.
Freaks me out. I've tried over and over again to figure it out, and I can't. And I just have come to the conclusion that it is magic.
What is?
And yeah, and that's the only explanation I can come up with.
Yeah.
With that being said, F tier.
I am kind of leaning towards F tier.
I would also say F tier.
Okay. Magical F tier. Okay. Next, we have the
railway that goes all around the park. Currently, it is closed down. But I love it.
I love it.
I have never done it, but I think that it's nice that it's there.
Yeah. I want it to reopen back up. Like, I could go anywhere from C above.
Yeah. I remember when I was little, like when I was like 5 years old and my family went, they asked me to ring the bell. Aww. And I was a dumb child and I didn't like to participate in things. And so I said no. And then they were like, well, someone has to ring the bell. And then my dad did it. And he was very happy. He's a grown man, you know, he's my dad, but he was like smiling and he was like, all aboard, ringing the bell.
It was like meant for children to do.
Yeah. And then I was jealous, but it's like I did it to myself, so why can't I be jealous?
Oh, yeah, that reminds me of me in the Ollivander show.
Yeah. Oh. We'll talk about that when we do Universals.
Absolutely. I've got things to say.
But I would put it, I think I'd put it at B.
I would put it at B. I mean, as far as like, have I done it? The answer is no. But I think that it's very charming to have a full-size train in the park.
Yeah, and it's got several, like, it'd be one thing if it was just Main Street and then it just went all the way back around to Main Street. Like, no, it has stops that you can like get on and off at different points. And so that's so fun. And you also get to see a little bit of behind the scenes action.
Yeah. And another thing about Walt Disney, we know he was the greatest patriotic American man alive, but he also loved trains.
Yeah.
Therefore, we have to stand.
My papa loved trains. Papa.
Was your papa Walt Disney?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, moving on. Jungle Cruise. Ooh. I
love Jungle Cruise.
I just rode Jungle Cruise for the first time ever on our program, and it was awesome.
How did you miss Jungle Cruise for that many years?
It just always has too long of a line. I don't know. My family doesn't prioritize Jungle Cruise, I guess.
Garbage.
I also really like Jungle Cruise. I think that there are some things that need to be updated, but it's very classic, and I like the animals. And I like when the skippers make up their own jokes.
I love the skippers' jokes. Like, it's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
It is awkward when you're on a boat with like lame people and they don't laugh
Yeah.
Or like they don't understand the jokes. And then like everyone's just staring at the skipper. That always makes me really uncomfortable. So I always make sure to audibly and aggressively laugh at everything that they say to make them feel more comfortable. But you know, when you got a good group on there, it's a really fun ride because people get into it.
Yeah.
I think it's a S tier attraction.
I also think it is an S tier attraction.
I agree. Boom. First S tier.
Woo! Woo! Rightfully so.
Okay, next up, I'm going to throw up. Because I see the magic carpets and miss me with the magic carpets.
Yeah, I hate it. I don't want it there. It sucks.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Like,
you've never worked in Agrabah if you think that there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, it is the same as Dumbo, but like, I wouldn't put it like aggressively last. Like,
I would put it aggressively last. It's literally the worst ride at Magic Kingdom.
All right. I don't have like any strong attachments to it, so I can't really defend my case.
So boring. Like Disney can do better.
I agree.
It's a waste of space.
I agree. You could put something better there. Like if you already have Dumbo, we don't need another one of these across town.
So are we thinking trash?
I'm thinking trash. I want Agrabah to be demolished. Everyone in Agrabah, okay, we all worked at Disney. We all know that guests can sometimes they're just not great sometimes. But the guests in Agrabah are the worst.
Why do they transform when they get to Agrabah?
They just do.
They become different people.
It's like they like Hulkify themselves. Like,
both days I worked in Agrabah, I cried.
So.
Anyways, our views don't represent the Walt Disney Company. We love the Walt Disney Company.
We love Agrabah.
We love Agrabah.
And all of Disney's guests.
Yeah, Skylar, if they asked you to return to work for the company, but you had to work in Agrabah, would you do it?
Maybe, but then I would do a work request change immediately.
Mm.
And if they denied it, I would cry.
Every day.
Every day. Anyways, Pirates of the Caribbean.
S tier.
Great.
S tier. I love Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I do too.
I can get on board with S tier.
I mean, is there anything we need to say about it?
I mean, the only negative thing I can say about it is that the animatronics, most of them, I mean, they've updated a couple of them, but most of them are very dated looking and it's funny. So that could be a positive, but also they are very old looking.
I really like most of the animatronics. I think that it's weird that the Jack Sparrow animatronic looks so more advanced than everyone else.
Yeah.
I used to think that they put an actor in there. I used to think Johnny Depp was in the ride. Like, I thought that's how good that animatronic is.
Yeah,
I thought he was just in the barrel. I didn't think he was an animatronic at all. I mean, now I know, but the first time that he was in the ride. Well, I mean, no one has seen Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in the same place.
So it could be him.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that the new Redhead update where she's this cool pirate is really awesome and I want to be her.
Man, I want to be here too. They have her walking around in Disneyland, but not in Disney World. Big shame.
Yeah. But I think the best part, okay, also one bad thing about Pirates is that they added that like photo thing in and it takes your picture right before the little drop and it literally blinds you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that it gets so bright because it is a dark ride.
Yeah. And there's nothing happening in that moment. You're literally just, I don't know why they thought that would be a good time to take a picture.
Well, if you are riding it with a 4, a 6, and an 8-year-old, all of them will be crying in that photo simply because it is dark.
Memories.
They hated that ride. They absolutely hated it. But then like 20 minutes after we got off the ride, they were like, yeah, that was fun. Let's do that one again. That one was pretty cool. I do like a pirate.
I also do like a pirate.
Me too.
And I like the music. I like the part where you, after the drop, when you go into the big scene with the giant pirate ship and everything just looks like so awesome.
Okay, I do enjoy that because that part is so immersive to me. I'm like, I am outside. It is nighttime, and how did they make it nighttime?
And I'm being shot at.
I am being shot at. That could also be a ride for wet day, because sometimes if you're at the right spot when they
you get splashed,
yeah,
that absolutely can be wet day.
So really, it has everything you need in a ride.
Yeah.
And then some.
Well, it does not go fast, but that's okay.
And it does sometimes stop.
It
actually,
most of the time it does stop.
So next up, we have the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Woo-hoo, a party.
In the tiki room, in the tiki room.
Good.
You can go ahead. I was just gonna say I love a musical moment.
I like the Tiki Room. It is kind of boring, but I do like it. Like, I like it, I don't love it.
Yeah, I like it. I definitely did not do it every time I went to Magic Kingdom, and I definitely, I mean, it was not my first priority, but I do like it. I think that it is very charming. I like the music. I think it's fun. I just don't do it all the time.
I think that the music is great, and I think the decor is great, but it doesn't give you much to look at when you're in the attraction.
I think there's a ton to look at in there.
I mean, yes, there
is, but they just do the same thing over and over. Like, they don't have very many motions or anything.
Like, it's for me, it's more of a listening experience than it is a visual experience.
I do like when like the rainstorm part happens and it gets really intense.
Yes, and then like the volcano. There's like a volcano out the window.
Yeah, I like that part a lot. I do know there's another ride in Magic Kingdom, another attraction in Magic Kingdom that I think is similar, that I prefer over Tiki Room. Don't know if y'all feel the same way about it.
Yeah, I think Tiki Room.
What is similar?
I just think Country Bear Jamboree is in the same vein as Tiki Room, and I prefer Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah, I also prefer.
So for me, Tiki Room can kind of go D to F.
I would put it at C.
I think I'd put it D.
I'll put it D.
I don't want it to go away, but it's not something that I do every time.
Only things going away are the things in trash.
Okay.
Swiss Family Treehouse or Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse.
I think it's just Swiss Family Treehouse. I don't know. I never do this. I think Sarah and I did this one time.
I do it like every time because there's never like you just walk around, and I love exploring. So I love this, and I love Tom Sawyer Island because you just get to run around and explore, and I think it's fun, and you get to see cool, innovative, the way they do the water, and you get to pick out what bedroom you would want to live in. Like, it's nothing all that interesting. It's obviously not a ride, it's not a show, but it is fun to run around and look at things. Yeah, it's kind of more of an exploration, and I don't know, I like it.
I didn't do it on the program, but I remember doing it when I was little. But I think even when I was little, I was kind of like, well, what's this? This isn't a ride.
I
So,
just
I don't
always
know.
liked exploring things, so I really enjoy it. I just like running around. So for
Yeah.
me, like it could go C, I think. But I don't know how you
Yeah.
guys think.
For me personally, I don't think that it would go in the trash. I wouldn't want it to go away,
Mhm.
but I don't particularly like it. Like, it's not something that I really think about. I would personally put it in F, but I could see how it could go in D also. So just whatever.
I think I'll be the middle ground and I'll say D, just because I think it's different, so it offers a different experience than everything else.
Mhm.
And because you never have to like wait to do it. Like, it's just whenever you want to escape from like Magic Kingdom, you can
Mhm.
just run over here. Well, you can, is this the one you get on a boat to go to?
No, that's Tom Sawyer
No.
Island.
Oh.
When you're in the Swiss Family Treehouse, you really don't think about the fact that you're in a theme park.
Yeah.
It does kind of feel like an escape.
Yeah, it feels like you're kind of in a jungle, and I don't know. I do like it. It's relaxing.
I'll give it D.
We're into Tomorrowland.
All right.
My
Astro
home.
Orbiter. Our space traveler Amanda.
Now, the
Greetings,
Astro Orbiter.
Earthlings.
I thought it was greeting space travelers.
It was whatever we wanted to say. Most of the time it was just hey.
So the Astro Orbiter, it's basically the same as Dumbo and Magic Carpets. The only thing I'll give Astro Orbiter is it's up high. So
It's faster. It's
you have a
faster
good view.
too.
I think the view would be probably really nice.
Yeah, okay.
I've never ridden it, but I've always wanted to.
I've done it once, and I did get to ride it during the fireworks, which was awesome.
Yes.
But it was also on the last day that we had access to the parks, or maybe the second to last day. So I was crying on it. So I wasn't really paying attention to the actual ride. But I don't think that it would go high on my list by any means.
It always has a very long line because they can only take so many people up in the elevator at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a downside. But I have always wanted to do it because it's up high and I bet it has a nice view. But is the ride anything special? Not really.
Not really. And I would say I would only ever ride it at night. Every time that I did ride it, it was at night. And I think Tomorrowland is its best at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also like when more people are trying to ride it, but
Right.
except during the fireworks. But I also think it is really nice to ride it during the fireworks. But I wouldn't say it's better than Dumbo, because I don't think the theming is better than Dumbo.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So are we
Sure.
thinking C?
Okay, I would put it in either C or D, but also one thing to add is that in it, it's like you sit back, like one in front of the other. Two people sit, like one person sits in front and then one person sits in back, but there's no like seat, so you're like straddling each other. And
so go with someone you're comfortable with.
yeah. It's intimate.
Okay.
Anyways, I would put it at C or D.
I could put it at I would put it at D.
Okay.
I might even put it at F, but if we're fine at D, then that's okay. Anyways,
Okay. Next we have the Tomorrowland Speedway.
I hate the Speedway.
It's just if the cars went just any bit of faster, if they went more than 2 miles per hour,
Yeah.
it could get out of trash.
It takes up so much space in the park.
It does. They could put so much there.
Yeah.
And I think
also I'm also irked that they run off of gas instead of being like battery powered or anything like that. Like, I don't know.
Well,
Like, I know it's an
also-
old ride, but like that just irks me.
Also, they're on a track, so it's not like you can even steer the cars. So why don't they just run on a track system? You know, like why don't you just have the track pull you along? If you can't control the speed and you can't control the direction, might as well just have it be a track, or just get rid of it and replace it with something new. Tomorrowland is all about innovation, and that's the least innovative ride I've ever heard of. Cars that you can't even drive.
Yeah. I think as a kid I really enjoyed it because like before you can actually drive, it's pretty fun. But as an adult, I don't like it. I'd never ride it, and it's bad.
It's not even like go-karts, because at least go-karts you can steer and you can control and you can control the speed a little bit. This you cannot do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say one good thing about Tomorrowland Speedway is that from where I worked, I could, because I wasn't able to check the time when I was at work. However, I could easily, peer across at Tomorrowland Speedway and check the Fast Pass time to see what time it was when I was working, and I could just kind of take care of myself.
So it should stay because
so
of
it
that.
should stay.
Instead of just replacing it with a clock. Since that's its only function.
Only purpose is that it is a clock.
I think they should get rid of it.
Yeah,
trash.
Garbage. All right. Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin.
Look, I love a shooting ride.
Yeah, I do. I like the game. I'm very competitive.
I think
that it's fun.
I think it's fun. I think it is not the best shooting ride on the market. I think that Toy Story Mania is better, and I also think that the Men in Black ride in Universal is better. But it's fun. It's got black lights.
Yeah. I don't think that they should get rid of it. I think that it's pretty fun. I don't know why the line is always so long. Yeah. Like, I would never wait more than 30 minutes for this ride. But I like a good game. I like Toy Story. Yeah.
It's fun. My complaint about it, I hate, despise the music that they play in line, because it's like a song that's only maybe 10 seconds long, and they just play it over and over and over again, and the wait is always super long, like you said, for this ride. And so you're just sitting in this line for 30 plus minutes listening to the same 10-second looped song that's a electronic version of some I don't even know what it is. It sounds like a military type beat song.
Yeah, it's like
electronic.
Dun, dun,
yeah.
dun, dun,
yes.
Dun, dun,
and it's so
just that.
annoying.
Okay, you're right. I do remember this, and I do remember annoying everyone I was with because I couldn't stop singing it. So that is a major flaw.
I feel like it's better than Astro Orbiters.
Okay,
it
is. C tier.
C. Would you say C, Skylar?
I would say C.
Okay.
We could also move Astro Orbiters to F and move Buzz to D, but it's fine.
No, this is fine.
Okay.
We can't go back. No takesy backsies.
No takesy backsies. Okay. Carousel of Progress, we already know how I feel about it.
It is great.
I love it.
Carousel of Progress is great. I think it absolutely deserves to be at the top, but S tier or A tier? I don't know.
It's my favorite attraction. I don't think it's more like just objectively, I don't think that it is a better attraction than Pirates of the Caribbean, but to me it is very special and I love it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would put it in A tier. I really enjoy it. Most people, I feel like they don't enjoy it, but I think it's just because they can't appreciate it for what it is.
It has a small but strong cult following, though.
Yeah. Yeah, like some people would die for this ride, but then like everyone else hates it.
I by no means hate it. I think it's so fun. I mean, it's not it is a ride because you do move in this ride.
Yeah.
I think that the most modern scene could be updated. I think they just slapped some VR goggles on Grandma and they were like, yep, and now it's modern, but like the kitchen looks like it's from the 80s.
Yeah, also they're talking about how they have like laser discs and high definition TV. Like, okay. And literally the grandpa says it, like he's like, back in my day, we didn't even have laser discs or high def TV. And it's like, okay.
Okay, Grandpa.
Okay, Grandpa.
But also I just can't get over the VR glasses and Grandma's playing.
Yeah, she's like, go away, kid.
Yeah, she's crushing it.
Yeah.
But then they're also trying to imply like they're like technology's bad because the oven can't get our temperature right. It thinks I wanted 4,000 degrees, and so it set it for 4,000 degrees because that's how ovens work.
Yeah, but they have the whole new millennium ahead of them.
I think that one scene can be updated.
I agree. But I will be dressing up as John Progress this next Halloween, and no one can stop me.
Yay.
No one will stop you. That's awesome.
Anyways, would you guys say A or S?
Say
A. A.
Okay, I'm fine with A. I understand.
Okay.
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. Space Mountain.
Space Mountain used to be tied for my favorite ride in Magic Kingdom with Thunder Mountain because I love roller coasters. Is Space Mountain the best mountain? No. Is Space Mountain the worst mountain? No.
Yeah, I think that Space Mountain is pretty iconic. It's a fun ride. I didn't ride it that many times on our program because the line is always so long, and I would prefer to ride Carousel of Progress. But I think it deserves to be at the top.
I agree. I think Space Mountain is very fun. It's more fun when you haven't ridden it before because you just don't understand the scale of it. Mm-hmm. It seems very large and it seems like you're going much faster than you are, but then I recently kind of lost that feeling. Like I realized how slow I was going and how small it was, and I started to be able to see the tracks. Mm-hmm. But like when I was a kid, I couldn't like comprehend that. And it was just so cool. I was in outer space and you passed the stars, and I think the line is pretty cool. I wish they would have kept the moving walkway in the return line, but whatever.
Yeah.
A little bitter about that, but I think it should go near the top.
Yeah, and I do really love the cue music for Space Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a fun queue. It's not an interactive queue, but I never find myself bored in that queue.
I do find myself bored in that queue, but I do like the music.
I think A.
I would say A or S. I mean, I don't know.
I would say A.
Okay.
I don't know that I would give it S tier.
All right. We can do A. I also don't agree that it's the best mountain, but it is fun.
Oh, I didn't say it was the best mountain. I said it's not the best mountain. It's not the
best mountain.
But it's not the worst mountain.
I agree with that.
I agree.
Medium mountain.
Medium.
All right. Laugh Floor. I don't know how you guys, I've never talked to you guys about Laugh Floor. but I really like Laugh Floor.
I also love Laugh Floor.
I love
I
Laugh
think it's
Floor.
really funny.
I'm very happy to hear you say that. The more that I go see Laugh Floor, the more I realize that it is very repetitive. Like, you will get a very similar show every time. However, it's so funny.
It is. It's really funny. I really like Laugh Floor. There's certain parts of it that, like, I don't really find that funny, but I think the parts that are, like, interacting with the audience are super funny.
Absolutely.
I agree.
When they tell the story and they always like find a bald man to be Mike Wazowski, and they found like a hairy person to be Sully. It's just the kind of humor that I like, that makes fun of people and you just hope they don't get offended, and that's what I like.
Yeah. I don't know if I would put it as high as like Space Mountain and Carousel of Progress, but I think that it's a really good ride or show. I like it.
I agree. I think it beats Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, but it does not beat Space Mountain.
I agree.
So B.
We could put it at B. People are going to get mad at this one.
I think B as well.
A lot of people don't like Laugh Floor.
Well, a lot of people
Laugh Floor's funny, and
humorless.
everyone should go see it once. We were in line for People Mover, I think Skylar and I, right? And there was a group behind us that were like, is this a line for People Mover? And we were like, yeah, I think so. And they were like, we just spent 20 minutes in line for some stupid comedy show. And then we got to the front of the line, and then they said, this isn't the People Mover. I don't want this stupid comedy show. And I was like, it's not a stupid comedy show. How dare you?
It's the best show.
It is funny. And like, if you're only going to be at Disney, like if you don't go to Disney very often, like that makes it even better. Because then it's like you can actually appreciate all of the jokes, because it's like the first time you're hearing them.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone has to see Laugh Floor at least once. Do you have to do it every time you go to the park? No. But everyone has to see it at least once.
Yeah, very funny. All right. So are we ready to move on to the People Mover?
People Mover.
All right. I
love
think
it.
that at
I
least
love it.
Yeah, okay. We agree on this. We love it.
S tier.
S tier.
Okay. Okay.
Skylar, you have something to say?
I mean, I might have put it at A tier, but I love it. I think it's great. I think a long time ago, I think now they've put up like walls in the parts where you go through Space Mountain, so you can't really see the track. But a long time ago, they didn't have those walls up, and I thought that it was cool that you could like go through Space Mountain.
I mean, you can. I think it's like a wall, but it's a window. Like you can still see it. Maybe it was like a safety thing that you couldn't just be like out in the open there.
Okay.
But I do remember seeing the track last time I rode it and thinking that was so cool. And
Yeah.
it goes a lot longer than I think it does. Like, I thought it was just a loop around Tomorrowland and that was it. But then we went in Space Mountain. We went in Carousel of Progress. I didn't know it did that the first time I rode it, and I was super impressed.
And that gift shop.
Yeah, I think that it's a very cool ride. I like that you get to go into like stores. You get to go into Buzz Lightyear. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a fun ride. It used to not have very long lines, but I think that now more people are really getting into People Mover, and so the lines are a lot longer than they used to be.
Yeah.
And it also shuts down a lot,
It does.
but I do like it. I might not have put it on S tier, but if you guys would agree on that, then
S tier, yes. We love a People Mover.
Yeah. I do love the People Mover.
I do think it's the best Tomorrowland attraction.
I agree.
Okay, I would agree that Carousel of Progress is the best Tomorrowland attraction, but that's fine. It's fine. All right, you guys want to move on to Liberty Square?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm ready to fight about this one.
What? Hall of Presidents?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Honestly, I would put that in F tier or trash.
I wouldn't put it in trash, but I'd put it D.
C. There's so many animatronics and they're so good. And the Lincoln animatronic is so amazing and it was so innovative for the time. And there's just so many. I wish it was a ride instead of a show. The fact that it's a show makes it really boring. And also people just don't like history. But
I like Hall of Presidents. I don't think it should go in trash, but it does have a lot of animatronics, which is something to praise.
I am an animatronic fan. I do like a good animatronic. I think that the Lincoln animatronic is very cool, but I would not need to see this show more than one time. It's not my favorite thing ever. I like history. I don't particularly like the attraction.
Okay, well, I mean, y'all don't want to put it in C, so where do y'all want to put it?
I mean, I would put it in F.
I could put it in F now that I'm thinking about it. But if you want to put it in D, that's fine. Although I didn't get any sympathy when I wanted to put
Swiss Treehouse and C.
No, it was something earlier. It was like Small World. I wanted to put Small World higher or something. It wasn't Small World. What was it? It was PhilharMagic. I wanted PhilharMagic higher.
I put it in F because I know a lot of, bless you.
Thank you.
I know a lot of people won't agree with me on it. I just need people to appreciate these animatronics more.
They're good animatronics. They are.
That's where I stop. Actually, I won't stop there. But while we're talking about the animatronics in Hall of President, I fully think that they made Donald Trump's animatronic to be Hillary Clinton and then last minute had to make him Donald Trump because the face, when you go on Hall of Presidents, look at the face.
Wait, can you pull up a picture?
Yeah.
Oh
my
God. Like I really think they fully had it done. Like it was completed and it was Hillary Clinton. And then they had to like make last minute adjustments. I don't know, add some more skin.
They definitely added skin.
But like there's just something off about it because all of the other ones look so good. And then this one just doesn't.
It looks so bad, but like
so does he. No offense.
Yeah,
actually, full offense.
It has more hair than he does. That's for sure. It does kind of have Hillary Clinton hair.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But the body is Trump, so I don't know. It's not a Hillary body.
No, the body is obviously Hillary Clinton is not built like Donald Trump, but I don't know. There's just something wrong with this animatronic.
I'll agree. Something's not quite right.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like that they did that. I don't like that. When he became president, they should just cancel Hall of Presidents. Like, you could do like the first like 25 presidents and then be like, okay, this is the Hall of Presidents. And you don't have to do any of the modern ones so that you don't have to do this. Oh, there.
What's that article?
This robot looks like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, okay.
I see it. I could see it a little bit. They just added some more skin on the cheeks there. Yeah. I don't know, Disney.
It's a little suspect. But anyways, I did need to just say that because I think it's important that people hate that particular animatronic as much as I do.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm with you.
Okay.
Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion.
Top tier.
Top tier. Haunted Mansion is my favorite ride.
I really do like Haunted Mansion. I wish that it wouldn't stop so much.
Yeah.
But
it does, like, it's a little rickety, so it gets stopped and broken down a lot, but I still think S tier.
I think
I
they
agree.
really good technology in it for like the time it was built. Like the illusions that they pull off are spectacular, even to me, knowing how they do it.
Yeah. I love the ballroom scene.
Yeah, I agree.
It's chef's kiss.
I agree. Really, that's in my top 5 attractions for sure.
Okay. Didn't have too much to say there, but
the
Liberty Square Riverboat.
Okay. I think like the train, I like that it's there, but I have never been on it.
I've never been on it either, but I've always wanted to. Seems fun.
Yeah, I like that it's there. I like that I like that it's there. I think it's charming, but I wouldn't take time out of my Magic Kingdom day to just go on the boat instead of like going to Haunted Mansion or anything else.
But if you needed like a peaceful escape, like Swiss Family Treehouse, if you needed something like that, I think it fits the bill there. It's a nice little sojourn. I think that we could put it on par with the railroad.
I think that it's probably less cool than the railroad because the railroad actually has stops that you can get on and off of.
All right, fine. I'll agree with that.
Okay,
also,
so we can do C.
I would put it C tier, but I would also dock it from the railroad because like it is a like real steamboat, but they don't actually drive it. It's on a rail on the ground underwater, and that ticks me off. I want somebody actually driving that boat.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought someone was driving it.
No. Like it is a fully functioning boat, but they just have it on a track so that it just,
I wish that they still had 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea, because that's where it was.
No, I thought that was in Fantasyland.
No, I could have sworn it was there by the riverboat.
I thought that was at Disneyland.
It was at Disneyland. It is Submarines now, but I think that 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea was where Mine Train is now. I think they built Mine Train over where 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea was.
I thought that was Snow White's Scary Adventure.
Snow White's Scary Adventure was where Princess Fairy Tale Hall is.
Right. Speaking of like older rides, was Mr. Toad's Wild Ride a wild ride? Like, was it like fast?
I'm assuming it was the same ride system as Pooh.
I think so as well.
So it wasn't at all a wild ride. Okay. Just wondering.
It was a wild ride because I think at the end you end up in actual hell.
I think that as well. I think I've watched a ride through of it. So that's pretty wild for a kid's theme park.
Yeah.
Well, they had a similarly scary experience with Pooh dying in Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh ride.
Yeah. So. You don't go to hell with him, but he goes to hell.
You watch him. Go to hell. Yep. Okay.
All right. So Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain. All right. Let's go just based on the ride itself as a ride. We've talked a lot about Splash Mountain. You can listen to us talk about Splash Mountain in episode 3 of our podcast. The title of that episode is How About Zippity Doo Don't?
Yeah.
But as far as the ride itself goes.
Yeah, like not comparing it to what it will be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
It's not great.
I think it has a lot of technical issues. I haven't ridden it in a long time, but I do think it's fun.
I do think it's a fun ride. I would put it on par with Space Mountain as of ride's sake. I like the animatronics. I like the drop. I think it's a good mix of like dark ride elements and thrill ride elements.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a lot longer than I always expect. Like it goes on for quite a long time, which
it's like a 12-minute ride or something.
Mm-hmm. I could put it in A or B. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think I would put it above like B, considering the attractions that we have in B are Laugh Floor, the train, Dumbo, and Small World.
I agree.
But
and there aren't a lot of water rides at Disney, and so I think it's nice that it's a water ride. Like, I have to give it points for that.
Yeah. Tom Sawyer, boat to Tom Sawyer Island, and just the island itself.
I have never done this before.
I always do it. I love it. I just like exploring. Like I said, similar to the treehouse. I would put it above the treehouse though, because it's much bigger and you can run around and you can run on barrels and the barrels go floppy in the water.
I like the bridge part.
Yeah, actually, I haven't been on the new zone yet at all. Across the bridge.
There's a new zone?
Yes!
Oh, I've literally never done this. I had intentions to do this when we were on our program, but that did get cut short, so I never did this. But I think that it's cool that it's there. I think that it's cool that Disney puts money into something like this.
Just like a place to run around.
Yeah. I think it's
cool. I would put it one above the treehouse though.
Yeah.
So C.
Mm-hmm.
And then Country Bear Jamboree.
I would put this at B.
I would put it at B too.
Yeah.
I think it's a hoot and hollering time.
Yeah, so similar to Tiki Room, and similar to Hall of Presidents, honestly, it's an animatronic show.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the best animatronic show at Magic Kingdom. It's very entertaining.
Other than Carousel of Progress.
Okay, sorry. Well, it's below Carousel of Progress, so there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was...
Lord. Oh, I know. I think it's fun. Thank you. Another musical moment.
I think country people actually get offended by the Country Bear Jamboree, and that makes it even better for me. So, S tier.
You think? Yeah, of course.
No, I put it in B. But yeah, I think it's fun, and I think the jokes in it are fun. It's more for adults, I think, than children. There are some things on it that are a little on the nose, and like they're a little crude for children.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
But I think it's fun.
It's funny and fun.
Yeah, the only real problem I have with Country Bear Jamboree, and I don't know because I have audio processing issues, so I don't know if it's just a me thing. But sometimes I literally can't understand what they're singing. Like, I can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah, if they had a karaoke track going during it, I think that would be very helpful, because I agree.
And the animatronics are very clicky.
Mm-hmm.
But this also happens in the Tiki Room. You can hear them doing everything. Like, when they blink, you can hear it.
It's like nothing's going on, and then you just hear like and it's just during the songs too, because they just like have to remain animated and just kind of like looking around and stuff during the songs, and I'm like, could you quit it? I'm trying to watch the show.
Yeah
but I think that I
think it's a great attraction.
All right, so Big Thunder Mountain.
Holy yeller, come back yeller, in the west. That is the song that they play in the line, and yes, they do repeat it a million times, but I like it because I like singing it. No one else enjoys me singing it, but I like it.
I think that
it's better than the other mountains.
I think I agree. Thunder is the best mountain. So are we gonna go put it in S?
Theming is great, and the ride itself is very fun.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's a long roller coaster.
It's a wild ride.
It is. The wildest ride in the wilderness.
S tier, for sure.
All right. So last, we have the Main Street vehicles.
The Main Street
End on a high
vehicles.
note.
Yeah. Right. Maybe we should have done this one earlier. Okay, Main Street vehicles. I think I'll enjoy that they have them.
I also enjoy that they have them.
They don't happen all day.
They don't.
No.
Only in the morning. For
So
like a couple
I
hours.
dock multiple tiers for that.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you don't really get the opportunity unless you show up first. So I think that that's a little discriminatory towards people who like to sleep in. F tier.
Yeah, I'd put it F tier.
Yeah, I do like that they're there. I think the same as I like the steamboat and the train, I like that they have like these random vehicles that are just going on. And also I was there one time and I saw Mary Poppins in one of them,
Aw.
Yeah.
which is fun. And I also love the trolley show, which happens on one of the Main Street vehicles.
We are gonna eventually talk about shows
Mm-hmm.
specifically, like people shows
Yeah.
that have people in them. So I'm sure we're going to have the opportunity to rank the trolley show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And but kind of on that, like I am fine with the vehicles being there. I don't necessarily think guests need to ride them though. Like I think it's fine for them using it for like the shows or like just as a part of like the look of Main Street, but I don't think it should like I wouldn't miss it if it wasn't a ride.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you got the opportunity to ride it, it would make you feel very special, but I never
Yeah.
have gotten that opportunity. So I'm not
okay with them
attached.
being F tier.
Yeah.
I
I
like
think-
how
It's very even.
yeah, I was about to say I like how it's pretty evenly dispersed other than trash. But that's fine. That just means that there's not a lot of the Magic Kingdom that's garbage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like
This
just to be fair, like S through F tier, like I would keep all of these. Like I
Yeah,
want all
yeah.
of these to stay in the park.
right, agree.
And like we said, like Amanda really enjoys Hall of Presidents. I enjoy Little Mermaid. So even the stuff that's in F tier isn't like unenjoyable.
Yeah. Magic Kingdom is a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It is. So this is our official ranking of the Magic Kingdom rides and attractions. Let us know what you would like to see us rank next. Do our opinions stand up to yours? What would you change? What do you agree with?
What do you disagree with? Yell at us in the comments.
Yeah, if you think we're stupid, let us know.
I will start an internet fight with you if your opinions are different than mine.
If you say that Carousel Progress needs to be lower, I have my fist up.
We're already fighting. if you
Yeah,
think-
give you a good bop bop.
All right.
So yeah, let's round it out with our beautiful voices exclaiming.
All right. The
The
bigger,
bigger
the family,
The family.
the stronger
the
the family.
family.
All right. Thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next time.
Boing.
Yoing, 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 yoing.